Intriguing stuff.
Good, you got my letter. Gore's just about to start his presentation. This should be interesting.
Now let's welcome Professor Gore.
The seventh law of maginamics posits that magical energy cannot be destroyed. Today, I will prove that magic is a limited resource, like water or timber. Using my advanced equipment, I have detected significant drops in the world's ambient magic levels. This drop, I believe, is directly attributed to the return of the Elder Dragons. They consume magic at an alarming rate. If the dragons are not stopped soon, they will leech all of the magic from the world.
Ah, bosh! Magic doesn't get consumed. It changes form and concentration, but it always returns. It's part of a closed system.
I have proof.
This is your bunk. Get off the
Where
stage.
did I leave those notes? I must have left them in my lab. Please, excuse me while I fetch my records. I can prove the problem exists, then we can focus on its solution.
Professor Gore will return shortly. Until then, please welcome Sepha from the Phrenologist crew.
Thank you for coming. I see a lot of overlap in Gore's theory and our shared goals.
As do I. If Gore's research aligns with the Priory's, we may be looking at a cultural revolution.
Revolutions are won militarily, not academically. Still, Gore's theory could prove useful.
I agree, but nothing can happen until Gore makes his case. Why don't we all settle in and listen?
Savant, allow me to present 3 of Ratasum's finest minds. Slep of the Vigil, Batanga of the Order of Whispers, and Crosso of the Derman Priory. I asked them here to listen to Professor Gore's speech, because they all have an interest in fighting the Elder Dragons.
Pleased to meet you, Savant. The Derman Priory is dedicated to research and exploration that will help us combat the Elder Dragons. As you can imagine, we've been watching Professor Gore's progress with keen interest. I'm glad to see you share that interest.
We all share the Priory's interest, just not their methods. In the Order of Whispers, we specialize in covert activity, information, infiltration, and assassination. I understand you're more of a doer than a researcher, so you'll appreciate this. If Gore's theory gives us a clear avenue of attack, we intend to use it.
How clear does a target have to be for you sneaks? The dragons aren't exactly tiny, nor do they keep a low profile. The Vigil's army of dedicated fighters was founded to confront the dragons through force of arms. I'm here to see if Gore's work can help us do that.
Pleased to meet you all. Professor Gore's theory is groundbreaking, and the implications are monumental. I'm interested to hear him finish his presentation.
He should be back soon. Let's see if any of the other speakers have any insights for us while we wait.
An exhaustive study of Tyrian physiognomy led me to derive what I call Sepha's constant. Multiplied by the mean ratio of body mass to brain size, it yields an important racial metric, namely, said race's importance as a factor in the eternal alchemy. Asura scored highest naturally. Then in descending order, we have Sylvari, Char, Human, and Norn.
Your attention, please. I have just been informed that our colleague Gore will not be returning. The Arcane Eye reports that he was killed in a tragic lab accident while recovering his notes. It is a terrible blow to science. We should all mourn one of Ratasum's finest minds. On that dolorous note, this seminar is hereby concluded. Thank you for coming.
Gore died just as he was about to present proof of his theory. Does that strike anyone else as suspicious? Even dubious?
It does. I'd like to inspect Gore's lab and review his documentation. Though if the Arcane Eye's involved, we may not get that chance.
The Order of Whispers can help. The Arcane Eye serves the Arcane Council, right? They have to do what the Council says. It's in their charter. We simply pay a visit to High Counselor Flax's lab, find the materials to make a convincing forgery, and walk right past the Arcane Eye.
How unnecessarily complicated. Simpler to just outwit the sentries outside Gore's lab. The Arcane Eye can't match the Priory's brain power.
I'll leave fact-finding to the Priory and Whispers. When you lot establish a clear objective, the Vigil will be ready.
Listen, Savant, I'm pursuing a long-term, big-picture strategy here, so I want you to take charge. Choose the most viable plan and see it through. We need to know what Gore was going to show us, and if he was silenced, we need to know who did it and why. Good luck.
Excelsior. Excellent choice. You're on your way to getting results. See you outside Counselor Flax's lab. Prompt and primed for action. I like that. Your outfit, though, that'll get you noticed immediately.
You had a plan for that, as I recall. There's no dearth of lab assistants to accost, but they're only doing their jobs. Do we really have to render one of them unconscious just to improve my sartorial splendor?
I'll chalk that up to compassion rather than squeamishness, but no, we don't have to. Can you talk your way into a new set of clothes?
Camouflaged reconnaissance is practically my middle name.
Excelsior. You Phoebes, or I'll toss you all into a pot and make a huge batch of simp stew.
That's Flax's lab manager. A real pushover, right?
You there. Did you forget what my boot feels like on your neck? Because I can remind you.
Yep, a real pushover. We're gonna need something flashy to make her leave her post.
Containment's at max capacity. There must be a leak in the tank.
Too late. Containment breach. Oh dear. Am I in love or do you...
Wake up, you lazy sloth. Quit shirking and get working right now.
She's starting to crack. One more thump and she'll shatter.
Chief, I think we have a serious problem here.
Step aside, troglodytes. I'll handle this myself.
Ilka's on the move. Now's our chance. Nicely done, Savant. So far, you've displayed a genuine knack for this sort of work.
Thanks, but this was the easy part. Sneaking past the Arcane Eye will be dangerous.
Not with this most excellent forgery. I'm eager to test our methods against those of the Arcane Eye. Secret society versus secret police. Who comes out on top?
We're about to find out. Meet me at Gore's lab, and let's see if our little ersatz authorization passes muster.
Fight what cannot be fought. There's Rack from the Arcane Eye. We'll need to get by him to get in. And he's good.
Stand aside. The Arcane Council sent us to survey the situation. They're waiting on our report.
You're out of your league. The Arcane Eye is handling this for the Council.
Not anymore. See this? Signed by High Counselor Flax himself.
Glitch. This is just typical. Those bureaucrats distrust everything unless they can micromanage it. Your presence here is redundant and unnecessary. But you have authorization, so you can go in. Just know that I'll be watching you.
So far, so good. Now to see what they're hiding.
Hold everything. This isn't Gore's body, is it?
It sure isn't. Which means Gore's oh-so-convenient death is merely a ruse. But whose ruse? We need more clues.
Keep that up, and I'll give you a bruise. Lose.
Stop right there. You idiots have seen enough. You're interfering with an official Arcane Eye investigation. Move along. Now, before I have to send for more body bags.
Time to go, but we're on to something. Let's regroup with the other orders. I want to hear what they and Zojja make of this.
My keen sense of smell detects something fishy here. Let's check in with Zojja.
So Gore's death was a fraud. How does knowing that help us? The problem is still Elder Dragons. While you poke around in back alleys or libraries for information, the Vigil is out there fighting.
And while you're fighting, Whispers is setting up the means to deliver a death blow. We appreciate the distraction you provide, but you don't really think you're going to overpower an Elder Dragon, do you?
Swords alone won't get results. Neither will intrigue. The Priory supports a more holistic approach. We intend to learn all we can about the dragons and their weaknesses before we strike.
Rack's Arcane Eye agents were all over Gore's lab. They removed a body they claimed was Gore, but it wasn't. I suspect he's still alive.
If he is, the Arcane Eye has him. They run a remote facility in a human village called Garenhof. It's isolated, remote, a perfect place to stash Gore.
Finally, a concrete objective. Just say the word, and I'll have Vigil soldiers standing by to storm Garenhof.
No, Rack is too good at this game for that to work. But I'm better. We can use Garenhof's low profile against him. I say we stage a demonstration and get ourselves arrested. Rack will haul us in to avoid undue attention. Then we break out and bring Gore with us.
Regrettably, I cannot participate. I must confer with my colleagues in the Priory, but I wish you luck. Let's regroup when the mission is complete.
I want you to take it from here, Savant. I'm going with Crasso to help the Priory look into Gore's theory. We both need to make inroads with the orders for my long-term plan to be viable. Work with whichever one here you think will get the job done.
I will. I'm as eager to figure this out as you are. And eventually, you'll need to share some details about this long-range plan of yours.
Excelsior. This is the Arcane Eye's hidden safe house. Gore is almost certainly inside.
It looks formidable. Getting us in and getting him out will be problematic. How should we play this?
By raising a ruckus. If we wave banners and shout Gore's name at the top of our lungs, the Arcane Eye will pounce. They'll drag us in and lock us up until we cool off and agree not to make any more mischief. Here's a banner. Wave it around, make some noise, and let's get ourselves arrested. We'll show the Arcane Eye what real spy masters are like.
I'm nigh invincible.
Free Gore! Free range! Free fear!
You are weak and unworthy.
What do we want? Free Gore! When do we want it? Yesterday!
For great justice.
Release Gore or we'll poke you right in the Arcane Eye.
Clear out.
We won't leave until all Tyria hears our demands. Release Gore!
You were warned. Subdue these boneheads and don't bother being gentle.
Assemble the crew!
For the record, you've been struck. Accelerating!
Tall!
That should get their attention. Now, to get apprehended. Make it look natural, Savant.
Had enough, Scofflaw? Good. Now come with us. You're under arrest.
It's about time, Flatfoot. I mean, we won't be silenced. You can't lock up the truth.
I don't know who you are, but thank the alchemy you've come. I'm completely innocent!
We know. We're here to rescue you.
Then your methodology is unsound. You're locked up in here too.
All part of the plan. No cell can hold me. Now stand back and prepare to be impressed. There's our egress. Let's move.
It's a breakout. Those woolly-headed protesters are in.
Zero tolerance.
One of these terminals must control the gate. Gates open. Us gone. Time to move.
Okay, how did you get those doors open? I was watching closely and I still didn't catch it.
Trade secret. Available only to those who sign on with the Order of Whispers full-time. But I will say this. Choose the locks you pick very carefully.
Can I interrupt? I don't want to give the impression that I'm ungrateful, but I can't thank you for saving me until I'm actually safe.
Point taken. Time to go, Savant. I'll take Gore back via the scenic route, so we're not followed. That's standard Order of Whispers procedure. We'll rendezvous with you and Zojja and the other orders and proceed from there. See you then. We're seeing a sharp increase in dragon minion activity at several key locations.
I know. Vigil resources are stretched thin. As soon as we clear an area out, more minions push in.
One bright spot in all this extra activity is that the Priory has been able to capture several minions for study.
Your bright spot is pretty dark, Scholar. At least Professor Gore is safe for now.
All of us are safe for now. What about later, when the dragons come at us in force?
Thank you all for collaborating on my rescue. Imagine jailing me for a theory. Outrageous! Opprobrious!
I agree. The best way to counter such opprobrium is to prove your theory correct. How do we demonstrate that the dragons consume magic?
Simple. We find an area infested with dragon minions, let's say undead, and clear it while Gore measures the ambient magic. Then we track the changes in Gore's readings. End result, fewer undead, we get data, and we give the environment some relief. It's a win-win-win.
I prefer a more controlled experiment. The Priory has already captured several dragon minions for advanced study. This definitely qualifies.
Sounds like two sound options. The Order of Whispers will be standing by when you're finished collecting your data.
I know what you're going to say, Zojja. But before I pick an option, I want to know what your mysterious long-range plan is.
In a word, alliances. Building new ones and repairing old ones, all to fight the dragons. You're working with the orders to bring about the former. I'll deal with the latter in due course. For now, we need to substantiate Gore's theory. How you get the proof is up to you.
All preparations are complete. Let the testing commence. When you're ready, we'll bring in a dragon minion and blast it with arcane energy. We expect a strong reaction, but don't worry. The containment field will protect us.
I'm prepared to measure the results. Savant, will you please throw the switch?
Okay, Professor. Bombarding the creature with pure magic. Now! Anything? Anything at all? What are the readings on your sensor?
Don't let up! It's definitely absorbing the energy. Yes! I believe we have our proof! It's loose. Please, I need some assistance!
Sorry, Professor. I should have anticipated that such a high dose of concentrated magic would only strengthen the minion. This test proved that we are all imperiled, particularly those of us possessing large magical stockpiles.
Unquestionably. On the bright side, this is the breakthrough I've been looking for. Proof positive that my theory is valid. These readings are conclusive. The more magic we gave it, the more was absorbed. The Arcane Council can't possibly deny the correlation.
That may be, but in my experience, the Council's reactions aren't always easy to predict.
Still, we are one giant step closer to proving Gore's theory to the world. Let's share this data with Zojja and the other orders.
My theory is confirmed. Thanks to you all, we have conclusive proof that the dragons are consuming the world's magic at an alarming rate.
This is the first step to building a coalition to battle the dragons. We need to tell everyone, the entire Asura population, as quickly as possible. Racked and the Arcane Eye won't allow it. So how do we get vital information past a highly trained, secret police force dedicated to keeping it contained?
If the Priory called a conference, all the most influential geniuses in Ratasum would attend. Ract wouldn't dare touch them. And once they know, the news can't help but spread.
Word of mouth isn't reliable. Not against Ract. We need mass communication. We should commandeer the Golem Control Center and broadcast a message from there.
The Arcane Eye is the real problem. If we attack them head-on and take the fight to Ract himself, they won't be able to contain Gore's theory.
This is it, Savant. All 3 orders want you as a member. If you're willing, the plan you choose now will determine the order you join. Permanently.
Oh, I'm willing. That'll put me on the inside, with access to all of that order's resources from here on. That's what you meant by building alliances.
Partially, yes. The rest will come after we present Gore's theory to the world. Now, select a plan and remember, the order you choose is the order you join.
Excelsior. Ready to enter the world of epic espionage? Ready to out-intrigue a master spy like Ract? It all starts here at the Peacemaker headquarters.
I'm ready. I may not be a covert operative like you, but if you can get me inside, I can reprogram Ratasum's golems to transmit my message.
That's the spirit. First, we need to neutralize the guards and secure the area. And for Professor Gore's sake, let's do so swiftly and suavely.
I can do suave. Just go easy on the clever jokes, all right? Groaning in disgust tends to impede my natural grace.
You wound me! I'll have you know wordplay of that caliber takes an enormous amount of work.
Then you should take a sabbatical. Right now, I'm only interested in repurposing those golems.
The Savant's right. Ract will be here as soon as he figures out what's going on. We need to move, and move quickly.
These tools should help avoid unneeded casualties. I am like a shadow. Sharp. No telling what defenses these golems have. Gore, you're with me. Their defenses are more robust than I expected. Watch my back while I work this one. Thanks. We're nearly there. Watch it. There's another one.
Halt! Nobody move. Stop right there. How did you dissidents bypass my security measures?
That's a trade secret, Flatfoot. Though if you must know, we walked in. Then we walked all over your scheme to suppress Gore's theory.
No matter. When I'm done, your revelation will be dismissed as just more gossip. Oh, and by the way, you'll all be dead.
Now you're just being obvious. I used to respect the Arcane Eye as a worthy adversary in intrigue, but this is downright vulgar.
You've lost, Ract. Even if you could kill us, what's the point? Oh, and by the way, you can't.
The point is, I have clear orders and a job to do. Oh, and I'm very, very good at my job. One way or another, this ends now.
Victory! My theory is broadcasting to everyone in the vicinity, and the villainous Ract received his comeuppance. Once again, you have my thanks.
We haven't won yet, Professor. The Arcane Council needs to know what Ract was doing in their name.
Agreed. Although I have the sneaking suspicion some of them already know. We'll see if I'm right.
The counselors are in their chambers on the top floor of the city. Let's go inform them of what their favorite secret policeman was up to.
Dragons are drawn to and consume powerful magic. Professor Gore says, according to Elder Dragons, eat magic until there's none left. Tell your friends your attention, please. The dragons are drawn
You have my
to Professor
attention.
Gore says, powerful magic dragons plant accordingly until there's none left available. Tell your friends.
Here, you see, Counselor Flax, everything I said is true. The Arcane Eye have been trying to suppress my theory that the dragons are eating magic. My correct theory, I might add. We now have proof that the dragons do consume magic.
We know, Professor. We've always known. Preparations are being made to exploit your discovery for Ratasum's benefit, even as we speak.
Then Ract was working for you all along. You used the Arcane Eye to get Gore out of the way so you could stifle the truth.
You won't get away with this. We'll tell the world. We'll distribute Gore's research.
You'll make a lot of shrill noise, as always, and as always, no one will listen or care. You're wasting the Council's time. This audience is over.
The Arcane Eye is suppressed. Professor Gore says, Elder Dragons eat magic until there's none left. Tell your friends. Professor Gore would like to inform you. The Arcane Eye is suppressed. Professor Gore says, the dragons consume magic until all there's none left. Tell your friends. Professor Arcane Eye is suppressed. Professor Gore says, the dragons consume magic until all magic is gone.
We are the knife in the darkness.
The Arcane Eye is suppressed. Your attention, please. The dragons are drawn magic until all your powerful magic is gone. Plan accordingly. The Arcane Eye. Professor Gore says, like Elder Dragons are drawn magic until there's all powerful magic is gone. Plan accordingly. The Arcane Eye. Professor Gore says, Elder Dragons are drawn magic until there's none left.
My time is limited.
Professor Gore says, Elder Dragons would like to inform you until there's dragon left consume magic. Tell your friend, thank you. Our attention, Professor Gore says, the dragons are drawn to dragon consume powerful Professor Gore would like to inform you that dragons consume magic. Thank you. The Arcane Eye, Elder Dragons consume magic. The dragons consume magic.